yours. What's up, gang? Think it is Sam in the building. Look, man, I got a good one for y'all tonight. I got a good one for y'all tonight. Y'all gonna love this show right here, man. Y'all gonna love this one, man. We're gonna be talking to Brian. We got to get into the Ryan Clark whole situation and how that transpired, how that popped off. You know what I mean? I like Ryan Clark, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into that. Also, I got somebody in the building with me tonight, y'all. I got somebody with me. Let's go.
Gotta be solid to the death of me. Recipes in the kitchen, I make the best of me. Less of me, you will never see. Ha, nigga, you will never see. Recipes in the kitchen, to make the best of me. Gotta be solid to the death of me. Recipes in the kitchen, I make the best of me. Less of me, you will never see. Ha, nigga, you will never see. Recipes in the kitchen, to make the best of me. Every bar getting packed, we bout to open a tab. Just feel the fire when you throwing them back. I'm multiplying if I'm holding a stack. It's in my hands.
Nah, we gotta run that one back, gang. We gotta run that one back, gang. Let's go.
Right. I'm clean as whistle and penciling up my plans now. Dressing up for office, it stands out. Let's get a flow, parading all through your city.
Man, let me hear that again, man. Let me hear that again, man. One more time, man. Let me hear that again, man. I got you.
Gotta be solid to the death of me. Recipes in the kitchen, I make the best of me. Less of me, you will never see. Ha, nigga, you will never see. Recipes in the kitchen, to make the best of me. Gotta be solid to the death of me. Recipes in the kitchen, I make the best of me. Less of me, you will never see. Ha, nigga, you will never see. Recipes in the kitchen, to make the best of me. Every bar getting packed, we bout to open a tab. Just feel the fire when you throwing them back. I'm multiplying if I'm holding a stack. It's in my hands, right? Supplying headphones in a track. We need some bands, right? I'm clean as whistle and penciling up my plans now. Dressing up for office, it stands out. Let's get a flow, parading all through your city.
Killer. N.O.
I'm here.
You already know.
You know.
Look, they love it when we talk that gangsta shit. Stick on my hip, bang them hammers that you came here with.
Wow.
We came to trip.
And you looking like a plane ticket. My niggas wicked. You better be as fast as Ricky when we start hitting.
They love it when we talk that gangsta shit. Stick on my hip, bang them hammers that you came here with.
Wow.
We came to trip.
And you looking like a plane ticket. My niggas wicked. You better be as fast as Ricky when we start hitting on the bar. You know, in order God, I'm usually on some peace shit, but now I'm on some creep shit. Fuck it, it's time to eat shit. Middle of the street with guns out like what a beef. I'm cooking up any nigga who's sizzling out they CP. That talk, get your ass ripped apart. Better learn to play your part. For them two start to spark, and your mama start to weep once you cover with them sheets. What you say was cheap, the price on your head was steep. Sleep, well nigga, welcome to hell nigga. Call me the fireman, I'm hot as a frying pan. Looking like Iron Man, get pressed like dress for hands. No slacking, come get your man, for I have him in the van. Toe tag, ain't talking vans, that's cap. I'm talking straps, what's that? You get clapped from the back. Niggas whack as a quack from a duck. You get plucked, talking this, that, and what? Niggas know about it, no?
They love it when we talk that gangsta shit. Stick on my hip, bang them hammers that you came here with. We came to trip.
And you looking like a plane ticket. My niggas wicked. You better be as fast as Ricky when we start hitting.
They love it when we talk that gangsta shit. Stick on my hip, bang them hammers that you came here with. We came to trip.
And you looking like a plane ticket. My niggas wicked. You better be as fast as Ricky when we start hitting.
Let's get it. Breaded and weak niggas know. Let's see it about that. Been playing with guns since a youngin' nigga. Check the stats. Rid of me that. I'm just trying to push this pack. I'm getting money and them haters know I stay strapped. I'm stating facts, bust them hammers with my nigga rap. Here in the feds, not for murder, but from pushing packs. Don't be no bitch, I fuck with blood niggas and them crips. Off the hip when it's spark, niggas better not side trip. Loose lips never survive, nigga, keep it zipped. Or get zipped up in a body bag for being a bitch. I ain't gon' say snitches, should've known what this came with. Bust them hammers who you came here with. Cause on that lick, one of my niggas could've got whacked quick. We all survived, I never raise a hand and testify. I'm really in the field, my niggas, so ride or die. You bound to get smoked trying to go fuck with them guys, nigga, no lie.
Let's go, man. We here. I say we here, man. Let's go. Welcome, man. Welcome, man. I got my bro in the building with me, man. J-Town in the motherfucking building. You dig? I got
Let's
my
go,
nigga
bro.
J-Town in the motherfucking building. You dig? On some real nigga shit, man. Hey, y'all, we in the building. We got something good for y'all tonight, man. We're going to talk sports. Y'all already know we talking sports. We talking sports. Hey, bro. Earl Spence fighting tonight, ain't he? Earl Spence, he fight. Don't he fight tonight? Let me look at this right. I was supposed to go live, y'all. Had some technical things going on. We was straightening out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at that. I got some other. We gotta talk LeBron going to Philly. Oh my God. What that mean for New York? Y'all think New York gonna repeat? What that mean for New York? Because at the end of the day, if he ain't a role in order for them guys to be great, he got to be more of a role model to him. He know he can't really like go in and try to be like the boss. He gonna be more like a seasoned veteran. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they gave DeAndre Jordan a similar more money. I think Pelican DeAndre a way lower. There you go. There go my bro. He copped out to like a way lower price. You know what I'm saying? To help the team, to help them still have salary cap space to make other moves. Y'all seen Cartavius Caldwell Pope just got traded over there. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get all into the LeBron stuff. Let me show this with y'all. Gotta go with the numbers, man, because these dudes making bank, man. These dudes making bank. I'm talking some real money, man. Let me see. All right. This is the Philadelphia 76ers projected payroll for the 2026-2027 season in approximately $211.9 million. Counting Tyrese Maxey, of course, you got to look at the top three. Look at this, man. 57,985,000, gang. Like these dudes making bank. Jalen right up under MD, like you know what I mean, 200 stacks or something less than him. And then Tyrese Maxey coming in at 40 million. Now, BJ Edgecombe, this is part of the future of the NBA right here. And he grossing a good, cool $11 million. You know what I'm saying? Nice little contract. You feel me? They had to look out for him in a way because, yeah. He got a lot of potential. Oh my God. Now, when you come down towards, Dean Wade, he got traded over there. They gave him $9 million and stuff like that. Simmons, he gonna make what he make, like that. So, I want y'all to peep how LeBron is under all of like either bench play, like role players, right? LeBron right here making $3,876,000, right? Everybody else that's under him is also close to the future. Dalen Terry is nice. Watch out for him. No bullshit. Octavius Caldwell Pope just got traded over there. And I think that's like a wake-up call for him and his career. But that's big. That's big. Like these are players that, you know, they to the point they could be a role player on the team. These are the guys LeBron James is going to elevate, not the guys that's in front of him. Of course, them too, but them the ones that know what he bringing to the table, and he's motivating them to even motivate some of these guys down here. Trust me. Philly put in the cheat code. But would that win them the championship though, y'all? Is that enough for them to really take the championship though? Is that enough? Right? They make good money. They still under the cap space. They could even trade off some people and add some other people, right? But is they in a position right now to say they championship worthy? Is they in a position to say they championship worthy? Can y'all hear me?
Not already. What's going on, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
But yeah, man. So at the end of the day, that I don't know. Philly got a strong chance to win the championship if MD stay healthy, right? And then you got VJ Edgecombe over there. You got Maxey, bro. You got Jaylen Brown. Jaylen fucking Brown.
Right.
No. But this the thing too, though. Let me put this back because I wanted to share this, talk about this topic. Let me pull this back. So it says like LeBron James signed a 2-year, $8 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers in July. His pay for the upcoming season is approximately $3.88 million, with a player option for the second year, marking a massive pay cut from a roughly $53 million he earned previously with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, LeBron knew he could go and get that paper. He gonna be forever rich. He get it. I'm not about to fuck up my brand. I'm gonna be forever rich. I'm not chasing the paper right now. I want 5 rings. What's the best team I can go to and know I'm gonna get 5 rings? Now, would that make him? Does that belittle his GOAT status? Does that belittle his GOAT status? Because, like, think about it. We know you your whole career to make the team. Now you trying to join a team that you feel you can help make it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, does that interfere with him being the GOAT by him choosing the best team he want to go to, like the way he did it? I feel he not at the age to carry a team no more, and he need all the talent he can have around him so he can add his talent to what they got. That's why he went to Philly. You know, then Allen Iverson, of course, reached out to him and told him, you know what I'm saying? You know, that Philly was recruiting hard. All the Philly OGs, they was recruiting hard. Even the celebrities. Kevin Hart was like, man, you better take your ass to Philly, man. Come on, man. Like Kevin Hart told me, nigga, come to Philly, nigga. For real. For real. Know what I'm saying? Meek Mill, all of the celebrity reactions when everybody heard about him going to Philly. You know what I'm saying? So trust the king, or do you not trust the king? Do you trust the king or do you not trust the king? Talk to me, Jay. Come on. Well, what we doing? Come on, talk to me. Do we trust the king to bring a championship to Philadelphia after fucking what? 60-something years, I believe?
43 years.
43 years to be exact. God damn.
44 years.
That's a long time. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. But once you get one, that's when the clock start, right? Pelicans never won one yet, so our clock ain't even start yet. You know what I'm saying? Our clock ain't even start yet. But once you win one, that's when your clock starts. But until you win the next one, like it's like now it's like, okay, is y'all gonna keep this momentum going or not? And Philly never had like a bad team. They always had good teams. You know what I'm saying? They just never was able to get over the hump. Allen Iverson took Philly to the finals against a Shaq and Kobe, though. Come on, man. A Rick Fox, a fucking man. Come on, bro. Robert Horry, man. They had some players. They had Mike McKenzie. They had Eric Snow. They had Mutombo. They had on the squad over there in Philly, though. They had on the squad, but Kobe and Fish and them, they and Shaq and Fox, Rick Fox. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they had a groove going over there. You know what I mean? So that was hard to suppress. That was really, really hard to suppress. Like for real, it was hard to get past the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. You know what I mean? And it took for the Spurs to put that super team together to really break up that dynasty quite as kept. And then the Spurs built their all dynasty off of that. LeBron has been in what, 3 or 4? 3. This is 4th dynasty team. If he win the championship with Philly, think about that. LeBron went to what, 9? Like a decade straight finals straight.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have him as the GOAT. Right? But because it's just that Michael Jordan frenzy. Everybody just hooked on it, right? But a lot of people in today's day never even seen Mike play. So for them kids in today's day, LeBron, they they go. Everybody go to see LeBron. You know what I mean? So it's like different when you got players like Kobe, RIP, my dude, man. But Kobe was more of me paying more attention in the basketball era for my era. So it was like either you was an Allen Iverson fan or a Kobe fan, like, you know what I mean? As far as like superstardom in the league at that time, I was a Kobe fan. The whole Kobe was my guy. That's my guy. Yeah, man, I used to shoot the ball and say, Kobe. Real talk. I would just shoot that bitch and say, Kobe. But LeBron going to Philly, what does that mean for the Eastern Conference? You still got Boston. All right. You still got New York. Them Knicks they got through a lot of tough battles. You got a rejuvenated, healed Pacer team. Whew. I want to see what them Pacers gonna do. Oh my God. Everybody's sleeping on them. I ain't been saying nothing. I'm gonna start saying something when the basketball season about to start. But watch out. I'm saying it now while we talking this LeBron going, right? And this way next year, at the end of this year, they're gonna be starting, right? But I'm saying it now. Watch out for the Pacers. Tyrese coming out with a vengeance, right? The West is stacked beyond measures, dog. Beyond measures. It's tough in the West. Between Minnesota, Denver, and over there. The West is stacked. It's a lot of young competition in the West. Oh my God, the West, man, trouble. Trouble. That's what I think about the West, man. It's dog fights coming out of there. That's why it's kind of easier because if the East is more laid back, relaxed in a way, and they dog fighting in the West, by the time they make it to the finals, man, them dudes beat. And then y'all had like a cruise type of playoff. That's what happened with the Knicks, if you ask me. I ain't saying it was in tough games. Everybody watching the games. I ain't saying it was in close games. I'm not saying that. Only thing I'm saying is Atlanta gave them people a hard time in round one. Atlanta gave New York a run for their money round one in the playoffs this year just passed. Facts. I'm talking about, man. What's dude's name, man? Damn, he got traded from the he got traded from my squad, man. He got traded from the Pelicans, man. Damn, what's his name? He used to play for Portland. I can't even think of his name right now, man. But he was balling. I'm talking about Ellen Brunson. He played point guard. I forgot, man. Let me look at that. I got y'all. Give me a hot second right quick. Give me a holler second. I'm about to look at it. Got y'all. I got y'all. CJ McCollum. I knew I was. Somebody could have put it in the chat. It's all good though. But CJ McCollum, yeah, that nigga was balling, and I'm talking about killing Brunson. Facts, and he was balling. He was balling out of control, man. Balling. So LeBron, you know what I mean? It's a good move. It's a good move. And Philadelphia is now instantly favorites to win the whole thing. Just that fast. Boom. They instantly favorites to win the championship. Anything less than that, in everybody will be highly disappointed in Philly. And then he got to play a kite. Like LeBron ain't got no time to waste. He trying to go get it this year for sure. He don't give a man. Look, Philly about to be the champs. Period. That's the mentality. I know he going into the season. He ain't got too many more in him. So if he gonna be out there running and booking, he need them youngins running and booking even harder than him. And they coming with that same aggression the way he came with when he gonna put it in them. Trust and believe. He gonna put it. And then they already got that fire. They got that spark. Just gotta know how to move them. You know what I mean? Every great team that almost got put together or even got put together always met their match, no doubt. But at the end of the day, you got to figure that's good because you got to figure those pieces the way how we went wrong right here. All right, this is how we're going to adjust to that, and that's what builds a championship team at the end of the season. It's not about really just taking off, winning a whole bunch of games, whatever, whatever. Yeah, that's cool, fine and dandy, but figuring out player strategy and uh, the way they're going to come at the game, you have to pay attention to detail. So paying attention to detail is what makes a championship team. On defense, of course, paying attention to detail is what makes it a championship team. But the offensive side, it's all about getting y'all players in the spots that they love. You know what I mean? Them sweet spots. I'm talking about you getting them and it just feel like a pillow when you whoo-hoo. You got to be a hooper to get it, man. And if you ain't never hoop, I feel sorry for you, man. You should get out there and put some shots up. I was a ball. I'm still a ball. I thought my little man, we be getting it. But at the end of the day, what I'm telling y'all right now is uh LeBron made a good decision because he at the end of his career. He not in his peak, he not in his prime, and he not a rookie. He at the end of his career and he focused on ending his career with championships. Period. If he win this one and he signed that too, he going back to Philly and they're gonna try to repeat and then he might retire. That's facts. It's over. If you ask me, that's how I feel it make. Right. All right, y'all. So we're gonna hit the next subject. Hit the next subject. Hit the next subject. You did. So ESPN laid off a lot of people, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. It's pretty fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. They laid off a lot of people, man. They did, and they got somebody that felt like he seen it coming and nobody really paid attention to what he was saying. Now, me personally, I don't really like too much care for him, but he do make some good points of views when he said what he said. And some of it be bullshit. More, I ain't gonna lie. Let's be honest, right? So I'm gonna say like at least 6% of it be bullshit. That 40%, what they call hangers on, I guess you'd say hangers on. Just rock it like that, hangers on. But I want y'all to peep out something I'm about to put up here. And it's deep. It's gonna make you think. Because what he's saying make perfect sense in a way, and then some of the shit, he just trolling. Ain't nothing wrong with trolling. Nothing wrong with trolling. Ain't nothing wrong with trolling though. You can troll all day. Can y'all hear me? We good? Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me? Give me an okay in the chat. Give me an okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me? All right. You can hear me, bro?
Yeah, you loud and clear, bro.
All right. So look. Already. Let that one charge. Put this one in my ear. All right. So look. Boom. Let me add this to the screen for y'all real quick. And this here may look. Let me entertain y'all a little bit. Let me entertain y'all just a little. This guy here.
It up as something noble, so nobody asked the real question. This week, ESPN began.
For the 12 hours, all firings are Clark, purged. Jamel Hill, purged years ago. Stephen A. Smith, being quietly escorted to the exit. Do not attempt to save the talent. The Super Bowl. This concludes this announcement.
Happen until you walk the street the next morning. Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, the loud ones, the names trending. And right on cue, the usual voices showed up with the usual script. ESPN's dumping its black talent. Racism. The only story that man knows how to tell. Here's the problem. And the bodies don't back up. The same week, ESPN cut Clark Newton, also cut Carl Ravitch, Tom Pelissero, Sorrow, David Lloyd, Stefina Bell, veterans, white broadcasters, gone in cycle. The sirens don't check your color. They check your cost. If they're the racial person, what's the job? They don't. So either Lebertard
Can y'all hear me?
You hear you now, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
and there's no sound on the video.
All right. Let me see. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Still no sound though to the video.
Y'all can't even hear it. Damn. Let me see something. Let me remove it. Hold on. I'm at the, hold on. Let me just kick this from the studio right quick. Let me see. Damn, man, I don't know. Bro, I don't know what the fuck going on with my shit, bro. Let me see. Damn, bro. Let me see, damn. I don't know why it ain't playing, y'all. Let me remove everything, man. Let me just exit out this shit. Hold up. Not to just exit out it, man. But he dropping Jews. I'm talking about real Jews, man. Let me just exit out it. I'm gonna go back to it. He dropping Jews though, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. He keeping it real. On some shit like unexpected from Jason Whitlock, like how he got serious the way he did, man. I gotta run it back, man. That was my fault. Damn, I was playing shit. I got my bro. Yo, let me see if it'll play now. Re-add it to the screen.
You're now chained to. What do? You purge. You clean out everyone who represents the era that's
Yeah, I can hear it now.
the siren first sounded. Because after a purge, you don't understand what happened until you walk the street the next morning. Ryan
All
Clark,
right, we good now,
Cam
y'all. Let's get it.
Newton, the loud ones, the names trending, and right on cue, the usual voices showed up. Usual script ringing.
I'm done with StreamYard, bro. I'm done with this shit. This shit is ridiculous, bro. Man, this shit trash, bro. I'm done with this shit, bro. These niggas fucking up the whole fucking show. Oh God. All right, there we go. Let's add that piece to the stage. All right, there we go, Jay.
Let's count the bodies because after a purge, you don't understand what
There
happened.
we go, Jay.
Ryan Clark, Cam Newton, the loud ones, the names trending. And right on cue, the usual voices showed up with the usual script. Dan Le Batard wringing his hands, telling you, ESPN's dumping its black talent. Racism. The only story that man knows how to tell. Here's the problem. It's lazy. And the bodies don't back it up. Because the same week ESPN cut Clark and Newton, it also cut Carl Ravitch, Tom Pelissero, David Lloyd, Stefina Bell, veterans, white broadcasters, decades of service gone in the same cycle. The sirens don't check your color, they check your cost. If this were the racial purge Le Batard is selling, those four still have jobs. They don't. So either Le Batard is wrong or he's telling you a comfortable lie because the truth is colder than racism. And it is colder. Because here's what the purge understood that Dan Le Batard doesn't. The purge doesn't kill by color, it kills by cost. It eliminates whoever's become too expensive, too much liability for the future the elites are building. That's what you're watching. Not a racial purge, an economic one. Clark and Newton weren't cut for their skin. They were cut because they carried the most risk to the thing ESPN is trying to save. Loud, divisive, expensive in every way that matters when you're about to host the biggest broadcast in America. But to understand why this is happening now, you have to go back because this purge has been 8-10 years in the making. And there was one summer where the whole thing nearly collapsed. Every purge has a surge before it, a moment where the intensity spikes to its absolute peak right before the reckoning. And for ESPN, the siren first sounded in 2017. February 2017. The network takes its flagship 6 o'clock Sports Center and turns it in.
So basically, he letting y'all know what's been going down the plan from the beginning in general and how it wasn't about race. It was basically about clearing out space. But if y'all are hosting the biggest football game in the world and y'all fire y'all best football analyst, you fire the dude who won 4 Emmys. Pat McAfee gonna be hosting it now. Guaranteed. Pat McAfee gonna be running it now. Guaranteed. That's why he got Pat McAfee up there, because he know they basically They trying to he really there, but a lot of other people really haven't just grown to him just yet. But they trying to make him the face of ESPN instead of Stephen A. Smith. I think that's why Stephen A. Smith said, "Who knows?" when he gave his heartfelt, to Ryan Clark. He even said, "Who knows?" The bosses may disagree. Hey, they may let me go. He even kind of feel it or see it coming in a way, because they trying to dim it down and make Pat McAfee the face of it. That's the goal. So pay attention to what he's saying as far as when he say the purge. Run that shit, Jay. Pay attention to what he's saying when he's saying run the purge.
To SC6, the 6. Michael Smith and Jamel Hill, the boldest bet ESPN ever made on turning sports into racial and cultural conversation. That was the altar. That's where they lit the candle. September of that year, Hill calls the president a white supremacist on Twitter. October, suspended 2 weeks. By January 2018, she's off the show. By that September, she's bought out and gone. And she'll tell you herself, she left what she called ESPN's conservative culture. Michael Smith stops hosting the same spring. The 6th, the grand experiment, dead in 13 months. So by 2019, the fever looked like it was breaking. And then came the summer that changed everything. 2020. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake. A summer of protest riots and racial reckoning that swept every institution in America. And ESPN did not just participate, ESPN floored the accelerator. This was the surge, the siren screaming at full volume, the peak purge intensity. Suddenly, the network that had quietly shelved the 6 was all in on racial conviction again, and it handed the microphone to a new generation to carry it. Maria Taylor, unleashed, more prominent, more pointed, more aggressive in her commentary and her demands than ESPN had ever allowed. And around her, the network elevated a whole new roster to carry the racial agenda into the 2020s. Malika Andrews, Monica McNutt, Chinea Gumake, Christine Williamson, the bald-headed lady. A deliberate remaking of who spoke for ESPN, built off the heat of that summer in the years following it. That was the high water mark. That was the surge. And here's the iron law of the purge. Every surge is followed by the crackdown. The higher the spike, the harder the reckoning. By 2021, the tide was already turning. Maria Taylor's contract runs out the night of the NBA Finals, and ESPN, they let her walk. 2 days later, she's on NBC at the Tokyo Olympics. 2 days. That's not losing an employee. That's a network deciding it will not fight to keep you. Look at the arc. 2017, they build the altar. 2020, the surge. The fever hits its peak. 2021, the exodus begins. And 2025, 2026, the purge, proper bodies in the street. 8 years, a slow, deliberate call with one white-hot summer that made the eventual crackdown twice as violent. This week, they simply stopped pretending. Now the question Le Batard won't ask, because the answer torches his racism story, why now? Well, let's follow the paperwork. Let's follow the money. ESPN didn't just get handed the Super Bowl. It has moved in and taken over the operations of the NFL network. Sit with that. The network that covers the league and the league's own media arm are now functionally the same body. ESPN and the NFL just got married. Their balance sheets now point the same direction. So anything that threatens the NFL now threatens ESPN directly. And ESPN is about to host its first Super Bowl inside that marriage. Last year's Super Bowl leaned into Bad Bunny at halftime, divisive, political, and a huge slice of the country, the traditional patriotic core of the football audience, felt like the game was no longer being made for them. Turning Point USA and Kid Rock counter-programmed with an all-American halftime, and it worked. It pulled real eyeballs. The NFL's whole flirtation with the Jay-Z era, the constant catering to an audience that was never the football base, it cost them. The ratings told the story, and everyone inside the building read it. So put yourself in ESPN's chair. You just married the NFL. You're hosting the Super Bowl for the first time, and you just watched divisive culture war programming bleed the ratings of the one asset you're now chained to. What do? You purge. You clean out everyone who represents the era that started the bleeding, not for their color, for their cost to the number you have to protect. Commencing at the sound of the Super Bowl siren, bodies out, bodies in, and watch who they're bringing in, because that's the tell. This week, Josh Pate, Taylor Lewan, Will Compton, a weekly college football show. Barstool guys, bro culture. Dave Portnoy himself tweeted ESPN has become Barstool Jr. Pat McAfee is the franchise now. And back in March 2022, ESPN pulled Troy Aikman and Joe Buck out of Fox. A 5-year, $90 million deal for Aikman alone, roughly $165 million for both. That wasn't nostalgia. That was ESPN spending 9 figures to buy back the traditional mainstream football audience. Bodies removed, bodies installed, cost out, revenue in. That's the whole story. The catharsis version is we're just restructuring. The real version, they're saving the golden calf. And the calf is worth billions.
This is not a test. This is your ESPN emergency broadcast system.
Let's go. I told you. You can pause it, JD. Bro, you can't tell me he wasn't cooking. You can't tell me he wasn't cooking, man.
Looking at the whole thing what Jason's referring to,
I mean, cooking.
It's quite interesting that a lot of, I don't want to make it a race thing, but a lot of great black sports teams were laid off last Friday. Just thinking about Ryan Clark, 12 years in the game, part of NFL Live, breaking down the ones and twos, certain players that we, didn't know about, either walked on the team or made it the practice squad, all about it.
Right.
They losing the thing that they contribute to the team as well. But we speak about it, but I don't really agree on a lot of things that Jason said. We got a lot of testosterone issues with a lot of ESPN anchors because he got laid off.
A lot. He be trolling, bro. He a hell of a troll. He be trolling.
Yes, he doing some great things, and just looking at the whole situation and what's going on right now. It's how.
But nah, he definitely be trolling. He good at it too because he a journalist, like he a writer. So he good in the bitch at trolling, man. And I tell you, he be trolling. He be trolling, bro. Cut your mic up too, J Town. Cut your mic up, bro.
Go ahead and put that video back up. To go to the next.
Yeah, cut your mic up, bro. Now Ryan Clark, he had a response for that shit that went down too. Ryan Clark felt like shit. ESPN did him wrong, man, and like he about to get picked up by somebody quick, and they gonna offer him top dollars for sure. Killer, I see you, bro. That nigga said 76 is gonna win the championship. I feel you, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with having hope.
Yeah, I come.
There you go. There you go.
Shout out to that brother. You know what I'm saying? But I was just looking at the whole scenario. Everybody want to be a Philly fan now. and not nothing about Philly, you know, because Philly always been a decent team, you know what I'm saying? But since LeBron over there, it's like, okay, y'all like just pump your brakes. Y'all getting a 41, 42-year-old LeBron, not a 19, 20, 22, or 30 LeBron, you know.
Yeah.
And the most thing that y'all need to be working on is Embiid down there, man, because hoping that he play more than 30 games, you know, this coming season. But you know, I digress right there, man. And shout out to Philly though, baby. You know what I'm saying? Winning a lottery ticket for this year.
That nigga can't win it. Like, fuck the dumb shit. Now, look, let me tell you, brother. Now, they ain't doing it. They ain't rocking it right. Indeed, he got to play more games than he ever played though this season coming up for sure. He got to show up because they gonna count on him. You know what I mean? I feel like he gonna have his little stretches and shit. That's a big dude, and he lazy, bro. Indeed, lazy if you ask me, man. Like, and he never started chasing stats in his whole career until James Harden came over and changed their culture. That's why they got him up out of Philly, bro. James Harden wasn't with that team playing shit. He more like a stat player. Long as I get me, anytime I go in that negotiation room, they gonna give me what I ask for. Make sense? Like, I ain't got the championships. I ain't got the defensive players. All I got is a 6-man, and I got some MVPs. That's it. Top scoring type. I'm just out there, focus on me. I'm gonna get mines, and that's it. He got that type of attitude. He got that type of mentality. So it's like that's not a player you could really depend on to get you over the hump. He never was able to get over the hump. He not a get over the hump type player. He always needed somebody else to help him get over the hump. Even when he made it to the finals, he had Westbrook and Kevin Durant that really led that team. Ibaka and Big Perk. Them dudes really led that team to that championship. You know what I'm saying? So he was just a hell of a role player coming off the bench that gave them a hell of a spark when they needed one off the bench. And he made his career off of it. And when he left OKC, I said that when he first left OKC, I was like, man. And then he came with this new little step back shit, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, bro. At the end of the day, that's travel. Straight up. That's how I feel.
Bro,
That's
like
travel.
the game. So you know, the rules don't change a lot. You know, the more and more they're allowing the players to do, especially with the ball, especially when picking up the ball, like, you know, picking up the dribble and everything like that. Like the game started allowing that Euro step, you know, and they took over now. Like these dudes taking 3 steps, you know what I'm saying?
But the Euro cool.
You know, it's just more
Like,
it's just more the game. It's like they changing the rules in the sense, but not in a sense, because, you know, in college, you know, the rules are still the rules, you know, 2 steps after that's a travel, you know, but in the league, like they just, you know, they allow certain things, you know, to go on, which is, you know, being a real basketball fan and knowing the rules and how the game going, and you see it happening and with the flopping and, you know, just all the, you know, things that we grew up on not to do, they doing it in today's game. So, you know, it's just, you know, you sit back and you enjoy it because you're a fan, but at the same time, you know, it make you cringe sometimes. It's like,
Yeah.
like, damn, man, he just traveled, bro. He just walked from the free throw line all the way down to the base. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody see that. You know,
I'm cool with it, but that step back shit is like, it's like we always had like a little, like a step back like that, but it was more like you create space. That the move was to create space. Man, I'm talking about, man, this man coming back off the space, then taking 2 more steps, bro. What the fuck is that, bro? That is a travel, bro. I don't give a fuck nobody say, dog, that's travel. And he like made it like to the point you still have 2 steps off your step back, like as if you was under the goal. No, you don't, because you in movement to the goal. So off that second step, you gonna jump. You see what I'm saying? You doing a space move. You spacing yourself, and then you taking 2 more steps. That's travel. I don't give a damn. Nobody say, man.
You know, but the
Big man,
game
look.
allowed, but
Oh,
and
come
too
on, man.
though, too, bro. Like the game allowed a lot of players to do that. You remember Westbrook got his ankle taken out off that step back against Patrick Beverly in the playoffs.
Yeah, I
Remember
remember that.
I think he did he break his ankle or
I think
something
he
happened to
just,
his ankle. I know was it sprained or
yeah,
broke
yeah.
or something like that, but he didn't play the rest. Yeah, he didn't play the rest of the series, you know, and they threw that rule out that you have to give the shooter space. So the more and more
Right.
we see the game starting to scratch out, because you know, like back then, like the tactic was, you know what I'm saying, when you defending the shooter, you put your hand in his face and you know you give him some room to come down, but put your little leg out or something or make him step on your foot, you know, but you ain't trying to hurt him. But that
Right.
that rule has changed a lot, you know, in this age of basketball. So like I said, man, if you it's just hard. It's hard to gel with, but you know what I'm saying. Just being a fan, you know, I love the game, so you know, you just got to roll with the punches. But
And
at the
I feel
same
like,
time, having a real debate about how the game supposed to be played,
right.
it ain't played like how we grew up on the game. So
Nah, hell no. No. But I do feel like now since they put that rule in, a lot of jump shooters they try to jump forward. That makes sense too. Like you notice when dudes that they
yeah,
do the
for
stuff,
perfect
yeah,
example,
they do that little fall down shit like you was in his space. Like
and
I'm in your space, I'm trying to block
and
this
who
motherfucker. Like dog, this shit
and
crazy.
bro, who was the most flopper in the playoffs this year, if you can name it, and I don't want to
In the
name because you
playoffs
already know
this
him, but
year,
yeah, come on, man. Okay, I'm
you
gonna
gonna
give
see
you
him
a
deep.
team. Like, no, man, no, me definitely a flopper, but OKC. And I just think about the player
Yeah,
that
he
I'm
be
talking about.
flopping.
Like, yeah. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. Like the
He
game,
be
man.
flopping.
Like when I watch them, you know what I'm saying, in the playoffs, like how this dude, like how ESPN and all these other different sports stations was like blowing this dude up, like he's scoring 35, 40 points, you know, in the game, and I'm looking at the stats like, wait a minute, but he only took 12 shots. But when I look at
Right.
his free throws, he don't took 25 of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't touch the shooter. You give him
At all.
space. You try to defend the space. Like you can't,
All of
like the way the game is now, like is boring. But man, I just can't wait for the season to start. But
I want to say it
like the
ain't
way that
boring.
we was taught, like,
It's just they gotta control that flopping. It ain't boring. And it
yeah, the flopping definitely killing the game. The flopping definitely killing the game.
and all-star players sitting out trying to get rest for certain games and shit. They gotta stop that too. You know what I'm saying? That taking what it called taping, some shit like that. What they call it. They got to stop that too, bro, because at the end of the day, that's bad for the game. Even though our team sat in this city, bro, we still want to see fucking superstars beat their ass. That's how they be feeling like, fuck
No,
it.
for real. But
Oh, I ain't
like
say that
once
see
again,
on
like
the side, and I'm saying some fucking bench players
yeah,
greatness. And ain't nothing wrong with you. You say you sprain your pinky. Come on, man. I need you on that flow, man. Come
but look, bro, like
on. Yes.
they look at you got to think about the league as an institution. So at the end of the day, like the owners, they taking hits, but at the same time, they want to have a player, they star player or backup player, whatever that person contributes to the team, they want them healthy for the playoffs. I don't agree with, you know what I'm saying, star players, you know what I'm saying, sitting out and you got these fans out here that's paying these thousands of dollars to go watch these players and they sit not trying to, you know, reserve energy for this and that. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, you know, it's an institution to where they make up the rules and whatever like, but it still fines on the back end that we don't never hear about, especially from the ownership side. But you know, LeBron, 42 years old. You know, how many we can't expect to see him play all 82 games this year, regardless of you know what starting four
I don't
that's
think
gonna
he's
play
gonna
with him. But
they're
I
gonna
don't see him playing 82 games. Like,
yeah, he not about to play all 82. I think he gonna play enough just to get it past the. I'm expecting him to play enough to try to get past the All-Star hump and stuff like that because he gonna be qualified regardless because he LeBron. But if he play enough games and he, you know, they may pull him second, third team, and you know what I mean, all NBA shit like that. Like I don't think he gonna make first, but he'll make most definitely make probably like second, third team. All he got
oh
to
yeah,
do is just,
they gonna give him. Like, he'll
just
probably
have
make
to get
second.
him
He'll
second
probably make
place.
second team. But bro, let me ask you a real question, bro. Remember
Yeah.
when we was sitting back watching the playoffs this year? Because you know we was all on it. We was back to watching the games, and the biggest thing we was always talking about was our teams can what teams missing. You know what I'm saying to win a championship. Now, be honest with me, bro. What caused the 76ers to lose in the playoffs this year?
MD when they brought him back too early. If you ask me, they brought
Exactly.
him back too
Okay,
early,
exactly. That's one. And
and they had a good
yeah,
groove going,
you
bro.
right on that.
They had just came back on Boston the way they did, bro. And VJ Edgecombe, bro, he really was like landing to Jalen, bro. No bullshit, bro. He was landing to Jalen. Like Jalen was still getting like his good buckets. He, getting his nice little looks and stuff like that. But Lahoma was a problem for him, bro. He really was. And they had a groove going without MD. You know what I'm saying? And then when he came back that next series, because they came back and beat Boston, but that next series, I think they lost to Cleveland.
All right. Now I want you to pause there. No,
Yeah.
because they lost to Cleveland. You right. You're right. But let me pause you there. Who's a better team out of Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers? Who if in this
Oh, Boston.
in this
Yeah,
playoff series, Boston, right? Okay, and I
Yeah,
agree with you on that,
would
bro.
have made it to Cleveland, bro. They would have who would have stopped Jalen? Nobody on that team would
Right,
have really been able to stop Jalen, bro. They ain't got no real defensive somebody that you like, oh, there
right,
he go. You know what I
Ab-
mean? The Cleveland ain't got that. They
absolutely.
got no defensive dog over there.
Now the reason why I'm bringing up this is because Embiid did not play in the Boston series, and they won
Nah,
the series
he didn't play. He didn't play, and they came
when they
back from
when the Embiid played in the
3-0 or
next round.
that.
The tempo slowed down. It was all the center was always open on transition because you know it was hard for him to get
Beat
back
him and got,
because
and,
you
and
know
then
it
you
injuries and all that. But for
yeah.
two, what everybody's not looking at, everybody like, oh, his injuries and all this, man. The man is out of shape. He doesn't have no burst. With his
Nah,
fadeaway shots, he really don't get off the ground. He's 7'1", 6'9", whatever height it is, and
that's
I get that later, but
yeah, he a 7 footer.
he doesn't have no bounce in his legs, man, and I just feel like people looking at the names like just like football teams, like when big big players get signed to certain teams, but like you look at their age or you look at the format of the team or the defense that they playing, like it still don't fit their criteria, and that doesn't mean that this team gonna go to the playoffs. This doesn't mean that this team gonna win the Super Bowl. It doesn't mean anything, but just people look at the names and say, "Oh, he gonna bring this." It's like I feel like LeBron gonna carry a lot of this load on his team because Embiid is not gonna be available. Like he gonna be available when they want him to, but physically and mentally he's not gonna be available.
LeBron
Like
gonna invest.
I say the first 20 games, maybe he'll beat up. Like, but after that, like if he not working out right now, like trying to lose some of that weight, like it's gonna hurt them in the long run. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I feel like LeBron gonna carry some of that weight like he did and everything like he did in LA, man. So buckle up, Philly, man, because I don't think it's gonna be a I'm saying a easy ride, going into the
you right about
going into the playoffs because the East is deep. Like my brother said earlier, Indiana got a strong team that's coming back. They had a couple injuries. You ain't hear from them. Nobody ain't talking about them. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my boys. I'm a Heat fan, and we got Giannis and everything like that. But it's a lot of trades going on still. A lot of things still being moved over. So if you look at the East, it's kind of like the West. It's not going to be easy for LeBron to get back to the playoffs or the number 1 spot or the 1 through 5 spot. You might see Philly in the 7th spot, 8th spot, or in the play-in. So
in the series,
just buckle up for the season. You know what I mean? But I know there's a lot of Philly fans out there happy. Congratulations on winning the lottery. But
yeah, they did.
We'll see how the season go. We'll be there in October.
Yeah, we'll be in the full fest, ready to see it go down. Let me ask you something though. Who win the series out of Miami and Philly? Who will win that series? If Miami meet Philly. To me, Miami would definitely try to beat them up down low. Right? They'll beat up on him deep. If he healthy, man, that'd be a good matchup between him and Bam, and then you got the Greek. So it's like you gotta have a 1-2 punch down there. So who gonna step up for Philly? You know what I mean? Dean, he nice. I don't know if he got that dog in him the way the Giannis and them do. He got 2 dogs down there. Giannis and Bam, them 2 dogs. I ain't gonna lie. Them 2 dudes, yeah, them 2 dogs down there. Defensive wise and offensive wise. Them 2 dogs down there. But the surrounding pieces,
bro. Like
yeah.
LeBron would have definitely been
the surrounding pieces they gonna put around Miami. No, I don't think LeBron wouldn't have been a nice fit in Miami, bro. Because he ain't got time to run the flow for the wing shooter down there. That's the type of role he'll have. They good in the paint. We know that. It's about who gonna orchestrate the ball. We need a good point guard. And we need somebody, and we need wing shooters, basically. That's why they went got Penny Hardaway Jr. He one of the best wing shooters you'll probably think of in the league right now. He a damn good shooter. That's what they need. They don't need, guys outside that's known for driving. He could drive, he could dunk and all of that. Yeah, that's cool, but they really need players that's coming off the wing. Because the paint is solid and they're going to double down. So the outside going to be open a lot. Y'all got to make these shots. And we'll be successful because ain't nobody going to be able to touch us down there. That's dangerous. If you have good wing shooters, a lot of guys right now, I'm going to say, can make a name for themselves playing on this team in Miami by being good wing shooters and get big contracts. From hitting down big buckets, big shots, because they're going to be open, because they're going to have to double down now. They're going to have 3 bodies if you got them 2. If you got Giannis and Bam down there, you're going to need 3 bodies in the paint, man. You're going to need at least 3 big boys down there. You know what I mean? So it's like that. So it's like at the end of the day, when you got Philly that only really got MD down there, he ain't really gonna be healthy. You don't know if he gonna be consistent, but you got good wing shooters out there too. And don't forget about Jalen Brown. Now he could carry the team by himself, but Philly got a lot of good wing shooters.
Right.
You got to drive in
Right,
whoever.
bro. But at the same time,
Yeah.
but bro, at the same time, that's a lot of weight. You still putting weight. Like now you putting it like I can understand this, and I'm gonna let you get back to. I'm gonna say this real quick. I can understand why Jason Tatum and old boy ain't get along, in a certain part. Now you over there in Philly, so I feel like he thinking in some type of shape or form that he got the keys to like this his team. But like I said, you got Maxie and Ashcombe that been over there, been through the playoffs, been
Yeah.
through the grind. It's
Yeah.
like for them to jail, like it's gonna take them whole summer to jail because you got a lot of players. You got 5 players that's used to the ball in their hands, bro. Like you got
Yeah.
5 players that used to have the ball in their hands. So it's like who's gonna be unselfish, who gonna set the picks, who gonna roll, who gonna who gonna sacrifice,
Gonna be the
instead of
road.
scoring 27,
Gonna
maybe
be the
maybe maybe 12 that night, or maybe somebody scoring 35, that night, maybe they scoring 21. But as that starting 5, bro, all of them scores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All of them could drop
But
30,
one thing
40.
that
And
you ain't looking at though, all of them can't play defense though.
on any given night, and them could drop a 40 piece.
No,
That
that's
shit is
real though. You got
that
a
is
team full of
crazy.
shooters, and B can shoot the ball,
He
Maxi
can
can
shoot
shoot the
too.
ball, Edge
Shoot.
can shoot the ball,
And can
Bron
shoot.
can shoot the ball, Brown can
LeBron
shoot
can
the ball. Everybody can shoot the ball.
they can shoot. They got shooters. Duck out now. Duck out. Watch out. Watch out. They got them shooters over there, man. No bullshit. They can shoot. But
Yeah,
they got
like
more paint players too, though, because Tyrese Maxey he like to drive, LeBron like to drive. Jalen is like more of a mid range drive and 3 point. Like he like an overall, like he could hit you with the 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Edgecombe he like to drive. I ain't really peep his mid range like that, because he like to drive, but he can hit the 3, so he more like a 1, 2 punch. You know what I mean? MD said, you know what he could do. He like mid range, close range, out. Yeah, he a 1, 2, 3 punch too. LeBron a 1, 2, 3 punch. You know what I mean? LeBron, he love his little mid range shot. He could drive. He could hit the 3 if he open. It's like they got a lot of weapons, and that if them 5 which I assume to be the starting 5, it's all about who they have coming off the bench when those guys need to get a break. Can they? And that's who LeBron is going to be investing in, that bench. The next big man coming in after MD. That's who LeBron gonna be taking a lot of time out with, because he gonna know, just in case purposes, I need you ready. So I need you to be playing like a starter. So whoever is the secondary big man for Philly, LeBron about to groom him into a superstar. That's what I tell you. The power forward, the second string power forward, which will probably be Dean, and then the big man. I just had their names up there, man. Shit, I was talking about their salaries. Got his name, but even him, all of these guys, like basically gonna have a good chance to make a name for themselves by coming off the bench, because they're gonna need them points. They're gonna need a strong bench to make it happen. You feel me? They're gonna need that. VJ Escom is this just his second year in the league. Coming into this season coming up. Last year he was a rookie. A lot of people, yeah. I wouldn't say a lot of people, but if you don't know basketball, to some people, he a rookie. That ball was balling. Balling. Just like Harper for the Spurs. Looked like Ryan Harper Jr. for the Spurs. He was balling, bro. Balling. But I feel they are the favorites to come out of the East now, Philly. And I don't really see nobody. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't see nobody stopping them, because you still got a lot of potential in the East too. Don't get me wrong. You do. You really, really do. You know what I mean? The Magic's gonna be coming with it. You know, Indiana, man. You're gonna have uh, Boston, man. You still got Philly, of course, but you got shit, what's the other team, man? You got the Knicks. So So it's like it's still gonna be tight. It ain't gonna be no easy run. It's still gonna be kind of tight. But I think Philly got it because LeBron about to motivate them in a way like it's like a missing piece that they needed. I think LeBron being there is gonna even motivate MD because LeBron joining the team bring money to the team. Team been had money. Y'all making good money, but I took a major pay cut to come over here and really win a championship with y'all. That matters to LeBron. And he ain't about to leave with nothing, no less. So this year he gonna be on their ass. Like he gonna definitely be a player coach. Definitely. Now, Ryan Clark, y'all. Let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next one. Hold on. Matter of fact, man, look, man, I'm gonna go here right quick, just for a minute, just to give us a little breather. You dig? You feel me? Don't get applause for that. Look out. Let's go to we'll be right back after this commercial, man. After this commercial, man.
I remember back in the days when we was youngest, second lines and DJs had the strip jumping. 7 were hard heads, we kept them blocks pumping. I was up in Clark with them bulldogs stomping, tussling with some niggas. They know just how we coming for real. Yeah, I let my nigga know he from out the Ville. Yeah, we bout that action, but we hustling for real. Yeah, killer be killed when you up in the field, nigga. For real, I never squeal. That Dick Katrina came and had some niggas looking shook. I'm on the bridge with some niggas, man, they back I took. I'm a legend in the making, some say I'm a crook, but I'm only trying to right my wrongs and buy by the book. Look, then I touch down in G-Town. Real recognize real no matter where you're from now. Bow down, nigga, this is ATH gang now. Suckers and clowns, they bound to get you caught up now. They playing foul, KP my little nigga stuck to my hips since a juvenile. Record music, cutting class, making hits sound. Trying to see that nigga knees, do numbers, run it up, homie, like juvenile.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but I pray that God can give me everything that's in store. That's for me, but is it selfish if I put out my hands and ask for more? Ask for more, yeah. Rooftop, but a height, so turn it up, run it up. Quick as fuck, then we double up. Got a double cup and it's full of purple. Living my life spinning in circles. Never had rehearsals. Preaching about practice. Well, bitch, I'm AI. Since I was yay high. Didn't have very much to say. I always been about that action. Siggity Sam stay pistol packing. And he taught me to never be fucking lacking. Yeah. Skipping school, had a penny and a dream, but no direction. Fast forward 10 years later, gazing at my reflection. Rapping, bitch, I'm perfecting. Just because you the teacher don't mean you can't learn a lesson. Yeah, bitch, class in session. So pull out your pen and paper. It's time to take notes as long as they quote everything that I wrote. I'ma forever be dope. Bitch, I go down as the GOAT. Nigga, back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but I pray that God can give me everything that's in store. That's for me, but is it selfish if I put out my hands and ask for more? Ask for more, yeah.
all right, man. We back. J Boogie. All right, man. So look, I wanted to get. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, I can hear you, brother. So look, I wanted to get into this. Ryan Clark addressing what happened with him at ESPN, just in general, man. It's just for fair use policies, man. Gotta educate my crowd, man. You know what I'm saying, on certain things that's happening in this media world, in this sports media world. So I really felt my brother pain when he was saying what he was saying, man. you know, he from New Orleans, so you know I'm from New Orleans, man. So I really understand. Like we really rock our emotions on our sleeve where we from. Like we really love with our heart. You know what I'm saying? We don't fuck around when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm about to pull this little video up, man, and I want y'all to peep this out, man. I really want y'all to. I'm gonna pause it and give a little commentary, man. But like, and we ain't gonna even play the whole thing. I ain't even gonna. I don't feel I have to, but if I feel like I have to, man, I'll play the whole thing, man. You feel me? Just to do a little commentary to it, you know what I'm saying? Just a reaction video, let my people know just what's going on and shit. So, without further ado, I want y'all to peep this out, man. Let's go, J Boogie.
ESPN employee, we got Ryan Clark coming out.
Somebody had to do it. What up, brother? Somebody had to do it. What up,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, RC, you know how I always ask the guests, what's their biggest pivot, right?
Yeah,
I think this is the biggest pivot.
for sure.
For sure.
I think I'll look at it in 5 years, and if I was sitting down with Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor, that would be the answer. Now, what happens from now is like the rest of the story, but I think the moment would be this moment.
You good? No, I joke about it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a serious situation.
I think, I'm definitely okay, but I feel for the other people who are going through this with me. Carl Ravitch been there 33 years. Charles Davis, one of the best men in the business, along with best analyst. Bart Scott, Cam Newton, Tom Pelissero, and like countless other behind the scenes people. And you think, what I learned about ESPN is so many people who work there grew up close to ESPN. So they grew up with a dream of being there and being able to work behind the scenes and create these stories and tell this story. And now their job is gone, right? What I'm dealing with is, in truth, a first world problem. But there's some people who are truly counting on what ESPN was going to do for them to feed their family. And, so my thoughts and my prayers are with them as well.
I think the big question is, did you see it coming? Could you take us inside that moment?
Yes and no. I'm upset with myself from this perspective. There were signs, but I truly thought for the first time in my life, I worked so hard at something. I was so good at something. Everybody acknowledged that that they couldn't fire me, that they wouldn't fire me, that a company who's going to have the Super Bowl this year, who truly wants to put their best foot forward to the entire world and have the best people talking about football, wouldn't fire, in my opinion, this is my opinion, and it seems to be the opinion of many others, the best football analyst in the world. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that. And that's my fault. This offseason, our piece on Monday Night Football with Greg Brooks won an award, a diversity award. And our showrunner and our director and our producer were so excited. It was like, PR is going to post it. And it never happened. And eventually I just posted it myself. And then PR reached out like, oh, I'm so sorry that we missed it, but the Emmys are coming up and we'll post it afterwards. And I just remember sending a text to one of the people I work with. And I said, they're not going to post that. They don't care. A company that posts about, cool things like spelling bees and post about the family feuds and all of these things didn't care about an actual segment on our show about a young man like Greg. Didn't care about that enough because of me to use it.
Was that ever addressed?
No, it was never addressed. Family Feud. Yeah. They have an NFL Live Family Feud, a show that I've been a part of, that I won a sports Emmy for being a part of, that's won 2 Emmys in a row because of the core of Laura Rutledge, Marcus Spears, Dan Orlowski, Mina Kimes, and Ryan Clark. You go do Family Feud, and Marcus and I aren't there, but Marcus was asked. And when I reached out to the people who were involved, they just said, one said.
So the situation he was saying about that broadcast was, I think it was a Monday night game or something like that. And after the game, he gave a heartfelt to a kid that basically committed suicide because he was falsely accused of doing something he didn't do. And he was an LSU football player, man. And Ryan Clark from Louisiana, he from New Orleans, so that hit home for him in a way because he lived down there, he be down there. He got a lot of like charity and football camps and stuff like that down there. So it's like he in tune with the community. A lot of people don't even really know what a real community feel like. In New Orleans, I know it's a lot of chaos and it's a lot of stuff that go down there too. Don't get me wrong, that's everywhere. But I'm not saying there's not communities everywhere, but in New Orleans it's special. You have people that actually come back and show up and show out for the communities in New Orleans. And that's like real talk. Even within coming up, it's a lot of culture in Louisiana, in New Orleans. So it's like if you're a part of that and you wrong and something is wrongfully done to you, you'll have a lot of people speak out in your behalf. And like I said, this kid committed suicide because he was falsely accused of something that he didn't do. And he paid he took a beautiful segment out on Monday Night Football and he gave a tribute to him. And just the cops that fucking accused him of doing something and they was trying to cover it up because they knew they was wrong, but now they trying to save face. And he called them out. And he rightfully so did that, bro.
We never asked for you. Another said, these two people were already on Pat's show, and that's why you and Marcus weren't on. But Marcus asked, I wasn't. So there were just signs throughout the season, like even now, if you look at everything for the Super Bowl year, I'm not on any of that. A guy that's supposed to be a part of Monday Night Football, a man that's supposed to be a part of NFL Live, a man that's a huge part of First Take, was a part of building Get Up. So to me, the signs were always there. And I called, man.
Yeah.
I called executives. I called decision makers. I called bosses. Is my schedule changing? What's it look like? And it was never a definitive answer. But I think it was never a definitive answer because this was always the plan.
Yeah. And you're not a shy dude. Like you said, I know you ain't just sitting in the shadows with your head down. You're going to address situations. But if it's not performance-based, what's it based off of?
Well, to address the head down thing, what makes me a little bit sad about myself is I did adjust was to try to keep my job. I did have meetings with people and say, okay, what is it that you need from me? Not the analyst. The analyst he was damn good, right? If you care about the person that's on TV, what is it you need from me? Because I want to do that. I want to build a relationship. I want to involve you in the things I'm doing. You know, man, like this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic.
Right.
We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect, right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me. And so I think that is difficult. I think it's about some of who I am, and it's about certain.
And as he's speaking on his career, like, if we really think about it, like, Ryan wasn't on like the mainstream televised games on Monday nights, Sunday nights, Thursday nights, we only seen him really on First Take and Get Up. 6:30 in the morning. That's one of my favorite shows. Starting my morning off, getting my coffee and my sports dialogue. But you're absolutely right. Like if we really think about it, like this man been in the game for 12 years up on the ESPN's wing, and we never heard him, you know, have a televised game unless it was like on NFL Network. I think I seen him maybe once or maybe twice on NFL Network. But like the ESPN games, like the big games, those Monday night games, like he was never there. Like that just brings a lot of attention to, no matter how much you work hard for the passion and the love that you love about something, like, other people don't see that same factor of love. So man, just listen to this brother speak, it definitely take a tone on my end, just hearing it in his voice, knowing that every morning he got up, he studied, he got his film, he pretty much gave us a great entertainment through 6:30 a.m. to maybe 12 o'clock, p.m. time, Eastern time standard, But man, shout out to Ryan Clark, man. Let me get back to this video.
Well, hold on, wait, Jay, hold up. So, but this is what I wanted to say off of that.
Executives
If
not
you pay
connecting
attention
to that.
Yeah, hold on right quick, Jay. If you pay
Go
attention
ahead,
to
bro.
what he's saying, though, you can see that he's saying like he had to adjust who he was. Like he couldn't be too black, and he had to he changed who he was to please other people so he could keep his job, and he still got fired. Never change who you are, man. Always be yourself. I don't care who you're around, who may look at you and say, "Oh, he ghetto," whatever. Who man? Always be yourself. Always. And he said how basically how he had to change who he was to try to fit in, and that you shouldn't have to try to fit in nowhere. They got to fit in with you. That's why you in the building. Never lose sight of that, because when they notice you trying to be, what else you doing that you're not? You know what I mean? They question your integrity. They question your law. You are, but hey, if you're gonna pretend to try to be one of us, you can't do it over here. So you gotta go. They want you to just be yourself, and they don't mean that to the point the way Jason Whitlock was himself when he worked for ESPN. He used to just start shit and fuck people. He don't have to change. See, Ryan Clark, he was a football player turned into a football analyst. Stephen A. Smith always been an analyst, so he been in that build. And ESPN fired Stephen A. Smith, and it wasn't because of no cutbacks, no laybacks or whatever. No, that was just between him and ESPN. Yeah, it wasn't no layoffs when they laid him off. I think in like 2009. Wasn't no layoffs. They just fired his ass. Yeah, he was the only one walking. It wasn't a bunch of people walking out. Everybody like, man, you got many different people going through the same thing. Like, you don't feel like you're alone in this situation. Nah, he was by himself. Nobody was there to hold his hand or help him. He went through that by himself. But that's the career. And when you work for these type of corporations and y'all sign those deals, in that deal they have, if we was to split ways within this amount of time, that's how much money we'll have to give you. So they still getting paid. They're gonna buy them out for the rest of their contract, but it ain't like going to work. It's knowing one day that money ain't gonna stop. Like eventually, like they ain't gonna send you no more. What they owe you, they paid it up. You know what I mean? So it's like now you gotta adjust and get a job, and now you got these other bills, and it's like severance pay. You know what I mean? So he was still under contract, I think, for another 2 years. So they still owe him a little change, but it ain't whatever the percentage that he agreed to when they did that deal, that's the question. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes when they reconstruct your deal, they make that long term, short term little thing like that, and then they do something like this to you because they saved money off the contract they supposedly wanted to give you, right? And claim that it didn't work out like this, so they could pay you out less than what you would have got if you would have really strongly negotiated your contract, but you didn't because you felt your job was secure. And I think that's another thing Ryan Clark did. But I just feel bad for him because the way he said he had to change who he was. He had to change like everything about himself. That's heartbreaking to me, man, because I feel like no man should ever have to change to fit in with nobody. White, black, Asian, Jamaican, I don't give a damn. Be yourself. And if they don't accept you as who you are, obviously y'all must have didn't want me in this building. And they wanted you in the building because you was there for 12 years. It was no reason to be doing no type of pretending and feeling like you don't have to show who you really are. Yeah, don't play with me, man. Find something safe to play with. Say what? Ryan said what? Yeah, man. Go tell who you want. I tell them the same thing. You don't like it, kick rocks, man, because at the end of the day, I know my worth. You know your worth, but you were still trying to maintain it with them. And sometimes it takes for somebody that you depend on, like ESPN, to knock you off your pedestal for you to find a bigger one to elevate your life even more so. Because you are, man, Ryan Clark, you are a hell of a football analyst. Hell of a football analyst, bro. I really love your content when you be coming with it, bro. And it's nobody like you. A lot of people, they talk all that other bull. You be like, yeah. You talk about that football, be like, yeah. Certain players being hurt, even with a bet. God damn it, I'm listening. But let's go, Jay. Run it. Let's go.
Not supporting that, not wanting to champion that, not wanting to give that the vast platform that is ESPN. And I think they utilized it to make an example of me.
But RC, you called some people to figure out what you can do. Did anybody give you a heads up?
Yeah, I gotten some heads up. I mean, summer ago, Stephen A sat with me, took me to lunch in Los Angeles. And he told me, he said, you know, there's a particular executive that doesn't like you. Now, let me be honest. I had been hearing this for years, right? It had gotten to me so many times. And so having that dinner or that lunch with Stephen A was just confirmation of it. He's like, you need to go set a meeting. But so many times when I heard about this particular person, it was, he doesn't like you, or he's said this negatively. So I'd heard it a ton of times. And I got a call this offseason from someone within the building. And, you know, they said the way I stand up for our community is commendable, right? That they respected that in my position, I had a passion for that. But they also said it had created enemies for me at the executive level. It had created opposition, and that there were people within that building that were going to stand on the table for me. And it was such a shock because I thought to myself, in the most important year in ESPN football, you gotta stand on the table for me? Like, for me. Yeah. Like, there's somebody that needs to be convinced that our NFL coverage is elevated when I'm on TV. Like, there's a person that knows football. There's a person that knows TV that thinks that 13 years in the NFL, Super Bowl, Pro Bowler, a captain, experience from being an undrafted free agent to trying to make the team, to being one of the leaders in the locker room, 12 years of doing this, you got to convince that person that I should be doing TV. Mm-hmm. And, you know, what I learned was it wasn't about who I was in front of the camera as it pertained to football. It was about what I represented every time I got in front of that camera. And that is something that I don't believe you truly can combat.
When it's all said and done, that's the least anyone can do. I mean, you stand up and stand on, you know, the shoulders of, or for so many people. Like what you do, bruh, is unbelievable. So for someone to stand up for you, I think that's the minimum anyone can do. But to also, I want to put this to bed, because a lot of people have been having their takes about Stephen A., and you mentioned Stephen A. Is there anything Stephen A. could have done to make this go away?
No. Stephen A., with all of his power, with all of his influence, is not a true decision maker at ESPN. That's not his job title, right? That's not in the repertoire of what he's asked to do. And we get it so many times, right? And I get it all the time. Why do
Yeah, Stephen
And that
A.
makes
could
sense.
save him. Stephen A.
Once
couldn't
again,
save
my
him.
brother played the video earlier of Jason Whitlock, and that's what I was speaking on about, you know, the hate or what Stephen A. could have did or why he didn't do this or why he didn't do that. I'm glad
Right.
Ryan just came out and just said that, you know, because Stephen A. only can go so far on the power that he have at ESPN. But at the same time, it's like, you know, he's still if you look at it, he's still an employee too. You know, you don't
Yep.
own a piece of ESPN or anything like that. You know, he got a nice lucrative deal, you know, that he set in for the next 7 years with them or something like that. You know, but you know, a lot of people was getting on Stephen A. like, oh, you know, Stephen A., you should have stood up for him. Why you ain't do this, do that? Like at the end of the day, what could Stephen A. do to keep Ryan around? Like he said earlier, you know, in his podcast, that if he had any ability to keep somebody, it would have been Ryan Clark. So I just wanted to say that.
Facts, bro. That's
you
facts.
ride for him so much? Like, why don't you come for him when he says these things? And I've said it on the show. I call him. I text him. I tell him when I think he's doing too much. And I have the conversations with him all the time. But when this company was treating me in a way that, at least in my opinion, was unfair as it pertains to what I'd accomplished, he was the first person to go, I want you.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to take you off of this or that, don't worry about it. You'll get your TV time on my show. Thursday and Friday will be Ryan Clark's days. That will never be forgotten by me.
Mm-hmm.
I will be forever grateful for that. That in a space that I was sort of being told, at least being who you are is going to make you lose certain things because you aren't these people that we covet, these people that we're comfortable with, these people that we take pictures with and put our arms around and show the world that we support them. I'll do that for you. And the loyalty he's shown me, the love he's shown me, the true hurt and pain in his voice when he called me around 4:00 Central Time on Monday, I will never forget that. We are forever friends.
You talking about 4 Central on Monday. What happened on Monday? Because you got 5-minute shifts. Get fired halfway through that job.
Hey, Chad, crazy, right? Hey,
Where'd the other box go?
hey, Smokey was trying to build club houses. You know what I'm saying? He was stealing boxes.
He was still in boxing.
Hey, my box disappeared. You know,
Your box went away.
Hey, they was
Came
like,
back
damn.
commercial. I said, then where else he go?
Yeah. So let me put this to bed. I wasn't laid off. I was fired. Right? They're using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they already intended on doing. But there was no cause for it, right? So because there was no cause for it, you couldn't just fire me. So you had to wait to the layoff so you could camouflage it and veil it, right? But here's the other thing. If I was laid off, like everybody else, they came out on Tuesday. Mine came out on Friday. I get the call. I get a text from our showrunner that tells me to call my boss. I call my boss in the break, tells me they're letting me go. He said this is a very awkward call. This is a hard call. I could hear how hard it was for him. And if anybody was going to call me that was anywhere on the executive level, whether low or high, he's the person I wanted to, the way he's fought for me and rode for me. And he said, our friends, jokingly, at Outkick had the story and we're going to leak it. Let me tell you why I know I was fired. Because during the season, after some of the Kyron Lacey news broke, there were people on our network along with me that said something about it. Both of those people apologized, as did I. I didn't want to, right? I was told I couldn't come to work if I didn't. And at that point I said, well, I can't come to work tomorrow because I don't believe I did anything wrong. Some conversations happened and we got to that point. And Outkick wrote an article about all the people that apologized, two very prominent faces at ESPN. And they praised them for who they were and how they brought this thing back around. And they bashed me, talked about how negative I was and spoke about me in such a nasty way. And I sent an email at that time to Burke Magnus and Dave Roberts, who were working, because we were on an email talking about how we were going to handle it. And I was very poignant in saying, you have to watch who you listen to about me. There's certain people who want to paint me as a certain thing, certain people who want to devalue my voice, certain people who, no matter what I do, with all the great I've done, they've never mentioned that. But in this case, there are three people who are very important to this network, who all did the same thing, who all responded in the same way. And only one of us was vilified. And only one of us was a black man. Mm. And so how poignant, how purposeful is it to make sure that that's the exact same publication that gets the story that I'm going to be fired? Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to praise ESPN. They're going to pump ESPN up for getting rid of the person who stands up for the community. And they're going to say that these are all the reasons why I didn't belong on TV in the first place. So let's garner as much positive publicity as we can early before all of these people that you've seen come out on my behalf and say I was the best in the world at the job and I deserved better. One, I didn't deserve to be laid off or fired. It ain't about money. Mm-hmm. Two, I didn't deserve to be handled that way. So let's get ahead of it. And they were going to get ahead of it by leaking it to someone who they know hated me.
I would say, bro, how could this be that thought out when they just asked you if we could all, as a crew, come on First Take in August? That don't make no sense. When I saw it and how they did it and how outspoken you are about the community and how, like you're talking, some people don't agree with your stances and don't like that you were that open on their platforms. To me, it seemed like it was almost like buck breaking.
Slavery term.
You know, where you're the outspoken one, you're alpha. Let's embarrass him so everybody else gets in line. So nobody else talks crazy to us anymore, goes through emails or whatever. Like, no, let's teach him a lesson. Let's embarrass him on national TV so that they all line up.
Yeah, I think that could be part of it, you know? Like, I also know that this is a private company. They get to make their decisions based on what they want to make them on what they want to do. What I do know is they didn't take a vote. This wasn't about the majority, right? This wasn't about the people I work with day to day, because my phone don't say that. Production people who ain't worked with me in 5-6 years. Thank you for how you treated me. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for showing up constantly. You know, Monday night. Thank you for always. If we didn't have any talent on a meeting, you were always there. You were always on time. You were always building things for the other people on that set. Thank you. And so when the people you work with cry for you, Man, that means the world to me. When I get the messages of like the fact that I supported you, the fact that I was there for you means the world to you. Like it gave you the legs to stand up and be who you were on TV. Like that matters. This was a dictatorship. A person or a group of persons, very small group. They didn't poll the majority.
Yeah.
They didn't ask that question. Because you asked that question, now you got to say, even though you told me just how important he was, I don't care. I don't care. I know how important you think he is, and you work with him every day. I don't care how important you think he is. I don't like him. People like me don't like him. They keep calling my phone. I don't want my phone to ring no more. Right? There's other things I'll defend. I'll defend talking about another executive. I'll defend that. I'll defend sabotage. I'll defend getting sued. I'll defend all those things. What I'm not going to defend is you standing up for Angel Reese and everybody being mad about the way you did it, or about what you said about, I'm not going to defend that. No. I'm not going to defend you standing on 10 toes for them all the time. It's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take those calls. And that was the decision that was made. And I believe that that has a large role in why it was made.
Bro, we know how much you love what you do and how hard you work and how passionate you are. And we've seen numerous occasions where we've had opportunities on this show to make X amount of money, and you help us understand that it's not about the money. It's about the quality of the work that we have to put out and the lives it's going to touch. So we agree with you. It's not about the money. It's never been about that. It's about your job and simply what you love to do. But when you text me, like all the other people you spoke about, I said, man, this man lying. April Fool's, it ain't even April. I didn't believe him, but I didn't want to respond that way because it caught me off guard. And I was like, ain't no fucking way these people are that stupid to do one of their best, put people like that. And I ain't saying that because we rock, but I just know what it is. But even then, you know, I started searching the internet and trying to figure out, like many people might be, like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, is this a Netflix doc situation? Like, what's really going on? Yeah. And we've been hearing reports about, you know, the disagreement with Peter, right? Yeah. They're trying to pit you and Pat against each other. Mm-hmm. And so many other things people are trying to stir up and figure out what's going on. Like Chan said, like they're looking or waiting for a scandal, right? Yeah. But it's simpler than that.
Oh yeah, it's no scandal. Let me be very clear. I love Pat McAfee. I think what Pat McAfee set out to do really put in place a blueprint for a lot of us. Like, can we do it and be accepted or received at that level, at that amount of money? Probably not. He's an anomaly in that way. But I respect and admire what he's built so much. Right. Peter Schrager, like me and Peter don't have an issue, right? I would think if you'd ask him right now, obviously after what went on with us, there's been nobody that's nicer to him. And I do want to address that as well. Going into last season, that was when I met with the executive and said, hey, look, I can only see one reason why you'll have a problem with me, because it's not my work. And I get my schedule. I'm supposed to work Thursday, Friday on Get Up and First Take. I fly in on Wednesday night. That's what my schedule says. So I fly in on Wednesday night. I never get an email. I never get a text message. Normally you get that about the production meeting. I don't get that. So I wake up in the morning and I was like, well, you know, I'm not working. I'm texting, hey, am I off of it? And I cut the TV on and Taylor and Will are on, which, like, I'm happy for them. Mm-hmm. Them boys worked hard to get that opportunity, right? Go do your thing. But I was upset because, wait, you can't call me and tell me that the schedule's changed? I don't deserve the respect of believing that this is my schedule.
That was definitely cold-blooded, man.
And along with some other people, we built Get Up. That junk was dying. Your original idea didn't work. Mm-hmm. So it was Dan, and it was Marcus, and it was Culture Wednesday with me and Dominique. That's why that show lasted to be what it is that you turned it into now. And the people who I built that with, y'all just couldn't call me and just tell me, RC, we made another decision. And I asked, man, and another thing I'm mad at myself, I begged and begged to be back on that show because it meant so much to me that we built it and to be on it. And they just kept telling me, people aren't doing both shows. Dan's doing both shows all the time.
Yeah.
Damian Woody's doing both shows all the time. Peter Schrager's doing both shows all the time. And so I'm already feeling something. And you go into that Friday, and Greeny had said, and Peter had exchanged a couple of times that neither one of them ever played. And we're talking about CeeDee Lamb. And I tried to be very thoughtful in the way I approached it because I wasn't trying to say you don't have an opinion because you didn't play. I was trying to say you have a different opinion because you didn't play. And maybe I didn't get that across in the right way, right? I can accept that. But then he raises his voice at me. He's like, don't belittle me and this and this. And in the moment, I'm like, I'm on TV. I'm not finna have that back and forth. Let me be calm. Let me de-escalate this. And let me truly explain what I mean. That the in-helmet perspective is different than the out-of-helmet perspective. And so we get in the break, man, and I walk off, right? Because I'm upset because I'm knowing what's going to happen because he said I belittled him and he raised his voice at me. And he's like celebrating the segment like it's a great segment. But I'm already knowing the person who loves you don't love me, and they make decisions here, and we just had that happen. Yeah. And while he's celebrating, I'm just telling him, like, man, like, don't effing disrespect me like that. Because I'm knowing what's going to happen. Now, at this point, I'm standing over here, right? I've gotten out of my chair, which is 2 away from him. I'm standing over there. And obviously, they recorded and they showed me the video. And I'm talking to people who've been there for 12 years, man. And they like, we thought you were going to get aggressive. What? The person you've been knowing all this time who never did anything, who's never had an altercation here, was going to get aggressive from over there?
Wow, make it make sense. So
now you're trying to paint this angry
sense
black man trope of me that you know is not true, but I'm starting to feel the narrative. I feel what you're doing. You get me on the phone and people are telling me you got to work better with people. Work better with who? Everybody I work with loves me. Like, real talk. Everybody I work with, they F with me the long way. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't the best teammate. Hell, Jason Kelsey called me just to tell me that. Wow. And so I was just seeing the narrative that was being pushed and seeing the way it was going. And then even that, much like what happened with Outkick with my firing, they leaked that video. And when they showing me this video, it's the video from the control room. So if that's gonna get released, that's somebody that works for us. Yeah. Right, you've been here 12 years. You have this incident. I want people to know that about you. I'm getting calls. We got the video. The video's been leaked. We're gonna show this. And honestly, I was trying to keep my job at the time. I should have told him, show it. Show him that he celebrated. Show him that I walked away. Show him that I was a 46-year-old man that said the F word from 15 feet away from somebody. But me and Peter talked. Yeah. Me and Peter fixed that. Me and Peter had the conversation. Me and Peter moved on from it, right? And what I wanted to do from him from that point on, because I heard what he said, I never wanted to make him feel that way, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So anything he wanted to do on TV, any point he made, any conversation he wanted to have, I was going to have it with him. I was going to support him. I was going to be a good teammate because that's what I did for everybody else. And like, that was unfortunate, but that's not why I'm fired.
You're a stand-up guy. You've always preached accountability. Looking back over your 11 years at ESPN, 12, is there anything you would do differently, or do you leave knowing that you were fully yourself? Or, you know, what are your thoughts, man?
It's a good question. It depends on when you ask me. You know, Like you asked me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like and they proud of like the way.
You all right, bro. You all right, big dog. Let that shit out, man.
I
Let it out.
represent the community.
Let it out.
Yeah. I wouldn't change anything.
Let it out, bro. You're a real one, Ryan. You're a real one, bro. Let it out. Let it out, man.
Because that means the world to me.
You're a good dude,
or like
man.
When I go home, and this kid, from the West Bank, is like so accepted in New Orleans now.
Let's go. When the
Like I wouldn't change that. Never. Like all I ever wanted to do was be accepted. And want it. So yeah, like that, I wouldn't change. If you ask me, probably the first like Monday of football, when all my friends get to do something like we did like super special together, yeah, I'd probably change it. I'd probably work harder to like be who they wanted me to be, or like build relationships with like bosses or executives, because like it's just a relationship game. Cause like I just see these people on TV who like aren't better than me, but I know I've never been at the tables they've been accepted at. So yeah, there's some things I think I would do differently because I feel like I let them win. I feel like there's a group of people, a faction of individuals who wanted to like devalue my voice, who wanted to take away my platform. I feel like I let them win, but then there's the other side of it of like, my platform isn't as big anyway, or it's not as impactful anyway if I don't do those things. If I'm not that person, if I'm not authentically me, right? And it's not even something I can prove that if I was different, they wouldn't have fired me. I can't prove that.
Tough.
Right? So if I can't prove that, why? I would have hated to be fired being something I wasn't. Oh my gosh, that'd be the worst. Yeah, man, like my kids, like they love me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I let them down.
Never.
Like regardless of how much like money I was able to save and all the opportunities I was given, that's why I'm so focused on like the other people who lost their job. It's like, this helps us, right? My kids get to live a certain way. I get to take care of my parents. I get to help, my brothers and my brother and my nieces and my nephews and so many people, because like I'm in a place to where I can have excess because of what I can do so good. And to have that taken away, for whatever it is, if I could have been different in some ways, probably, you asked me on the right day, yeah, I would say I have some regrets.
Sacrifice ain't cheap, man.
I know.
Oh,
the thing.
This is not cheap.
It's like the thing I just told you I loved comes at a price.
Yep.
Right? I love them both. I loved my job.
And we know.
I love talking football. I love studying it. I love educating people on it. I love making people laugh about it. I love entertaining people. I love the people I work with. And I love my community. It doesn't mean I don't love them all. It just means like, that's the one in particular. I could speak from a matter of perspective.
You would still have one if you let the other one go. In my opinion, if you stop talking, if you stop doing, you know, racial justice stuff, if you stop talking about Angel Reese, if you stop talking about Lakes, if you stop doing that, you could still be doing football. Am I wrong?
Probably not. I do know that when I was negotiating this contract, I sent a message about how hard I was working to get this deal done and how grateful I was they had given me the opportunity to work at ESPN. And the message I got back was along the lines of, well, you'll be good if you're here, you'll be good if you're not. You know, it wasn't you got some things going on, let me fly out and come talk to you face to face that he's done for other people. So I think this company in a lot of ways has been showing me, you know, and finally now, here we are. I had a conversation over the summer with Jeremy Lin, of all people. Kerry Chow used to work at ESPN, good friends with Jeremy Lin, called me and he's like, hey, can I give Jeremy your number? He wants to talk about getting into business.
All right, y'all. We about to be getting up out of here, man. It's a good show. Good show, man. But look, I told my bro, man, like, I want y'all to. He basically is gonna say about him and Jeremy Lin, basically, like, he gave him
Sometimes
advice.
like last weekend where I get to hang around y'all a lot, and I'm like, man, they are so cool in that capacity. I just really like being around them, you know?
Yeah.
So thank you for this, for giving me this space to express this. I wanted to do it with y'all. When the thing happened with Peter, I didn't know what was next. I didn't know what people thought of me. And I'm not gonna say his name, but there's someone very high up at ESPN who doesn't say a lot. So much so, you really be feeling like he don't mess with you. I was in the trailer the first Monday night, calls me out of the trailer, and I was like, oh, it's finna be somebody else telling me how stupid I am. And he told me, he said, I don't know about everybody else. I don't know about every other show. I don't know what they're gonna take you off. I don't know what they're gonna put you on. I don't know about that. But you'll be on Monday Night Countdown. You'll work at halftime. You're gonna finish every night with Scott. Cause you're the best we have. And I remember walking back to the trailer, like skipping. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was so down and I was hiding it. Cause I was like, man, they gonna try to get me over this. Like, do they even? And I just remember walking back and being like, he's right. I am actually the best. And to you, and you know who you are, I'm not sure you'll watch it. Thank you. Because as I walk away, and I know certain narratives will be spun, certain lies will be told, certain clips will be played and compiled to make me seem like one thing over 12 years where I did so much, where I was nominated for 3 Emmys, where I won an Emmy, where shows this year, just in this alone, NFL Live, Monday Night Countdown, and E60 I was a part of, all were nominated for awards. 2 of those trophies come home with me. When I'm on TV, they don't put 4 sports Emmys on there. They never did that for me. I just want to say, when I walk away, because of you, because of that conversation on Monday night, I walk away knowing that I was the best y'all had.
Mm.
Hold up. Let me see if you're feeling it. On the head with the stick. Get my people feeling
My boy said to you, because of that conversation me and you had, I walk away knowing that I'm the best y'all had. That's how you talk that shit, man. But what he was saying about Jeremy Lin, I ain't really want to hear all of that. I know he was just really like venting in a way, but he was basically saying how Jeremy Lin trying to get into the media world and what to do, what not to do. And he told him, look, don't let him know who you voting for. Don't give him no type of political background of you. Don't speak injustice. Don't speak out for a community. Don't speak out against nothing that'll make your bosses mad. If something going on in China, don't speak on it. Like he basically gave him that type of information. So that what made me feel like, damn, man, like my man was going through some shit, but like he said, I wasn't laid off. I was fired. Not to laugh, but he gonna be all right. But to see him shed tears like that, man, you gonna be all right, bro. It's hard to let go of bro, that's 12 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you going to this, you work for this company for all of these years, and you got all of these colleagues and stuff like that, and like it only to take like one bad seed. But the dude he talking about, he got into it with on the show. I think he did that to you on purpose. I think he was targeting you and trying to like extra pick the debates that morning with you to try to get you out of character. A lot of the things that Ryan Clark was saying that morning, he was kind of baiting them in, and when he struck, he knew he can be biased about something that'll tick you off. Y'all talk sports and all of that type of stuff all day, every day, so he knew what to say for you to really correct what he was saying, and then he really was the one who made a scene out of it because he knew he had you. Because I'm gonna play the clip for y'all one day. I ain't gonna play it tonight. I'm gonna play it for y'all probably tomorrow. But yeah, man, I got a live I'm gonna do in the morning too, y'all. Y'all check out the show in the morning. I'm definitely going live in the morning, man. I got a good one for y'all in the morning. We're not going sports, y'all. We're going politics in the morning. I got a lot of stuff I want to cover with that about the Strait of Hormuz and all of that type of stuff, man. We're gonna get all into that tomorrow. Updates on Iran war and everything, man. Cup, coffee, kolaches, man. Y'all know what it is. Blunt coffee and kolaches in the morning. We're gonna be on it. I love y'all, man. Jay, you want to tell the people something?
And y'all have a safe and beautiful night. Continue living, man. That's all I can say, man. Shout out to everybody that participated or viewed the live tonight. Once again, we just started the channel, but that's what we do over here. We do sports and politics, and we mix the both together. So once again, we appreciate the love and the support that we got this evening. Like I said before, man, y'all have a terrific night, man. It's definitely been a great night, great night of entertainment, great night of content, and great night of information. Because a lot of us, don't get the proper information when we hear things that go on live TV. So once again, shout out to Ryan Clark for breaking that down about Stephen A.
Yeah.
Sharing that part about, the experience at ESPN. But other than that, man, go ahead, bro. You got it.
Yeah, that was deep, man. I ain't gonna lie, as far as like what he was saying about how Stephen A got a lot of influence in that building, but calling the shots ain't one of them. You know what I mean? So, and I really dig what we had some technical difficulties right that time in the show, but I really dig Jason Whitlock. Shout out to Jason Whitlock for that purge. He was right. And he kind of put together a storyline of how it's going down. And he was right. He worked for ESPN from way back in the day. He still know a lot of those people and them bosses that's in that building for sure. So thank you, Jason Whitlock, for breaking that down, the purge. That was a fire segment, man. He's a hell of a writer, bro. That was a fire segment. I really was like, wow, Jason, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Show the bigger picture. Show the bigger picture, man. And of course, y'all, I guess LeBron and them going to the finals. It ain't gonna be them Cowboys going to the Super Bowl though.
Shit. Hey. There we go, man. Shout out to the Cowboy fans that's in the building. You know, we always said every year we going to the Super Bowl. We finally got a defense that's looking good. You know, we gonna hope for the best and prepare for the worst. But what I'm looking at is a Super Bowl ring this year. Once again, shout out to the Cowboys, man. We up out here.
All right, y'all. We see y'all tomorrow, man, for Blunts, Coffee, and Kolaches, man. In the morning, political show in the morning, y'all. I got a lot of stuff. We're gonna get into Tucker Carlson. We're gonna get into the Straight Up Hop Moves. We're gonna get into a lot of politics in the morning. Blunts, Coffee, and Kolaches, baby. We out of here.
Yo. It's the deal, man. Welcome to Scullyville. You heard?
1, 2, 3, go!
Man, we're gonna address all the smoke.